Hi, I'm Tim. Welcome to Watchbox, and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, tmosso@thewatchbox.com. It's in the description below. It is your purchase and pricing email question line for buying this or any watch you see on any Watchbox platform. Please reach out to me directly. Email tmosso@thewatchbox.com for pricing. Today, we are discussing the Chopard L.U.C Chopard Tech Strike 1. The original Strike 1, aptly named, came out in 2006. It was Chopard's first striking watch. It is an hour striker that strikes the passage of each hour with a single chime. Well, in 2008, they updated the record with the model you see here. This is the Tech Strike 1. It has an open dial that allows you to see more of the underlying mechanism, and the timepiece is a 100-piece limited edition in rose gold, individually numbered. So it's 40.5 millimeters in diameter, it's 11 millimeters thick, it's 49 millimeters lug-to-lug with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. The timepiece wears easily on my 16 centimeter circumference wrist, though it is broad. 49 millimeters lug-to-lug is a full-sized watch, so you could wear this watch on a 15 centimeter circumference wrist in all likelihood, but no smaller. It is, however, quite flat and low-slung, so it'll fit underneath the cuff. It is, after all, a dress watch. The strap is of high quality. You can see it is a medium rectangular scale alligator leather, gloss finish, with a light brown coloration, a monotone stitch, sheer cut sides. It is a Chopard factory strap, and the watch is equipped with a folding clasp in rose gold. Pop it open. You can see it's nicely finished internally, and it works by crimping the strap underneath, closing up, and then sealing all excess length under the clasp body and the straps. There's no need for minder loops. It's a very secure but also a very clean looking setup when buckled down. Now the watch has strong lug profiles. You can see they're quite tall. They're sheer when viewed from the side, and they're squared off on their ends, almost like a sports watch design. Everything here is in high polish to thin out the watch, make it visually thinner. We have a little bit of an inward step from the flank of the case to this vertical lip of the bezel, and then the majority of the bezel has a conical profile. L.U.C Chopard, the founder, and since 1996, terminology used to describe Chopard watches that have manufacture movements. And this is a descendant of that first. We'll talk about that in a moment. We have several levels of dial. We have this outer grille, which features indices as well as radially arrayed Roman numerals. And then you can see it has an outer chaptering and inner chaptering, framing an anthracite center dial with a rayon pattern, with the rays actually emanating from an imaginary center point at the top of the dial. The grille, which features the numerals, also features a little outline that frames the visible mechanism for the chiming system. We have a little sapphire disc, and there's a toggle up here that allows you to activate, there it is right there, allows you to activate and deactivate the chiming mechanism. So when you see the conventional musical note, it's active, and then you invert it and it is silent. We do have a little black polished striker that is mirror finished that acts against the chime, one chime for every turn of the hours. The mechanism takes a few minutes to store up enough energy to strike, so you can't always just turn it straight to 1 minute prior and expect it to strike. What you can do is that you can toggle the system on and off. So a little sapphire disc will let you know, and typically if you want it to strike, you need to give it at least 30 minutes to charge up enough energy to release and chime. Now there is a little black track that expands as we move underneath the grille to the bottom. It's gloss black, and then there's a little chin at the base that features a metallic satin finished frame for a constant seconds disc. The watch also features a date, and the date has a quick set mechanism. Pull out the crown, it does feature hacking seconds, and we'll quickly turn out the lights so you can see that though this is a dress watch, it is loomed to an extent. Now the mechanism is probably the most interesting part of the dial, and as you can see, it is extravagantly hand finished. All of the springs in steel are satinated across their top, and many of them are actually beveled across their sides. You can see engine turning on the base plate, all of it quite well done. A genuinely impressive feat of fine finish. And that's before we even get to the case back. Back in 1996, the original Chopard caliber 196 was designed for Chopard by Michel Parmigiani, and it was an exclusive caliber for Chopard that acted as the anchor for their entire range of future manufacture movements. So this is the caliber 96 SHT. It is the striking version of the 96. It has a micro rotor in 22 karat gold that's been engine turned with a rayon pattern. We have 2 stacked mainspring barrels with a 65-hour power reserve. It beats away at 4 hertz, and you can see it features a lovely black polished swan's neck mechanism and a black polished stud holder. There is an overcoil hairspring, so in any position the watch will keep consistent time due to the centered mass of an overcoil. All this pivots on 33 joules, and it is adjusted in 5 positions like a chronometer. The beveling is of high quality. You can see really right here just how bright, glinting, gleaming, and mirrored the anglage is on the edge of the bridges. Rounded off, finished by hand. You can also see that all of the jewel sinks are also black polished and beveled. We have lovely, perfectly aligned Côte de Genève across the bridges. And then all screw heads are black polished with chamfered slots in circumference, and there's satination on all of the wheels of the train. And then the timepiece features a substantial but wearable package with a prestigious complication and a level of finish that is second to only a handful. Short of the likes of the Romain Gaultiers, the Grubel Forces, the Lange&Montanas of the world, this is really industry leading, and it's far better than what you'll get from the likes of, for example, Audemars Piguet or F. Journe, which is why the Chopard L.U.C Chopard watches are almost always hugely underrated. Reach out to Team Mosso at thewatchbox.com for purchase and pricing details.